Up. So today we have 6 days left before Masters World, former competition. So it's time to hit some weights. And the way I do weights is a little different maybe than others. And it depends on, I guess, on the group of muscles that I'm trying to train. First of all, I do a warm-up, and my warm-up requires me to do about, I would say, 50 to 100 swings with a dumbbell, just like this. So I'll do about 100 swings, and I feel like this is so good for your base, for your legs, and actually warms up my back really nicely. And then after that, I do two types of exercises. So for my arms, for example, I'll go like about 50–60% of my max, and then I'll go a lot of reps to just replicate the jiu-jitsu fight, when you actually have to pull real hard or push and just do a lot of sort of like a basic curls. I don't even look at like form, because I'm not trying to have like a big bicep or a beautiful tricep. It's more about like a functional strength. And then the core exercises, like what I do is basically trying to work on strength as opposed to having big muscles. And the way you achieve that is by doing actually few reps. Like I try to stay about maybe 5 reps each set of maybe my 90% of my max, 80–90% of my max, and I do about 5 sets, so 6 sets each exercise. Those are the kind of like the lat pulls and like any kind of squats or whatever. What it does is actually allows me to have a lot of strength without having and building muscle, right? So I actually want to stay skinny, but I don't want to have like a massive amount of muscle mass, because it requires oxygen, and I would gas out, and also I would have to go up in weight, which I don't want to do. I like the way my body looks now. Don't need to increase it, but I actually want to be stronger, and for that I actually do, for core exercises, I do high sets, low reps with about 90% of your max. All right, let's get it started. Let's do some lat work. More pulling. It's all about pulling. Ooh, arms done. Pretty sporadic, pretty chaotic, but there is some method to this madness, you know. It's not just pulling weights. You know, I'm working the way it actually works for me. You know, trying to replicate the actual like sparring, the muscle groups that require a lot of strength, like the base, the core muscles. I work in one way. Stuff that is like my hands and just my arms, you know, that requires a lot of endurance. I work them out completely different than the rest of my body. So that's my approach. It works for me. I'm sure somebody's got something to say about this. Some agree, some might not agree. But I think the most important part in every workout is like find what works for you as opposed to just what people tell you to do. You know, I mean, of course you have to listen to what people say as well. Another thing I do that some folks might find weird is that I always finish all my workouts with the leg press. And the way I do the leg press, I actually don't have any restriction on the movement, and I don't go super heavy, but I allow for the weight to go all the way down to compress my legs, like the way you play in guard and someone's putting a lot of pressure on you. I think one of the important flexibilities in jiu-jitsu and guard retention is actually being able to keep your knees close to your chest, and even like if you can actually do something that like Mike Musumeci does, which is like he can actually sit flat-footed and have his knees, you know, almost like behind his back, which is pretty cool skill to have. So I'm actually trying to like stretch those muscles as much as possible, so when I drop the weight, my knees actually go like past my chest line, so I don't stop at the chest line. I actually allow them to go to my like armpits, which is like, and I sit in that position for about 30 seconds before I push up the weight back up. It's like a little weird, but I think it's very useful from like a jiu-jitsu perspective.
Shoulder sideways, smack it in the air. Legs moving side to side, smack it in the air. Legs moving side to side, smack it in the air. Shoulder sideways, smack it in the air. Shoulder sideways, smack it in the air. Legs moving side to side, smack it in the air. Legs moving side to side, smack it in the air.
Was it weird or what? Yeah, a little weird. So I actually lied. I don't finish my workout with the leg press. I finished my workout with crunches. And people say those are useless, but I think it's part of your core and they are not useless. So I do about a 50 to 100. On this. So that was it. I would say got done about 40 minutes, which is pretty standard. Don't need to waste too much time. If you don't take big breaks and just continuously working out, I do about 1 to 2 minutes breaks between my sets. If you actually bust out like 5 exercises, but about 5 sets, you know, that's 25 sets, you know, and no 1-2 minutes rest, I think overall the outcome is pretty good, you know. I don't think you need more than an hour in the gym. I didn't think I would have any bonus material, but then while I was sitting here and just actually editing the video, I thought to myself, what was one thing that I actually did consistently that helped me quite a bit? A lot of folks actually, a lot of jiu-jitsu fighters complain about like after a tough match, they burn their hands. And they can, basically, we've all been there. It's just like freaking torture when you hold on to some grip for way too long, or you're a little bit too aggressive on the grip and the spider guard. It doesn't matter what guard, right? It can be like a pen grip. Happened to me so many times. So what I started doing, like, I would say about 2 years ago, I bought this, and this is like a super basic exerciser. I don't even know what it's called. Like, if anyone knows what it's called, let me know. But it's basically like, it's not super hard to do. There are ones like this that has like 200 lbs of pressure. I think it's ridiculous. You don't need 200 lbs of pressure. I mean, it's great to have like that strong of a grip, but most important thing in jiu-jitsu is actually to maintain the grip. Like, you don't need to have like, I don't think you have to like actually rip someone's shirt off, you know, like kimono off. I think the most important thing is just like for your hands not to burn out. I think it's much more important than having like a super strong grip. So what I start doing, like, actually it's literally like on my table right here, and every time I sit down and to unwind and just like watch TV, maybe even drink a glass of wine, I just go do like this. And I started out with this one, and all I could do in a row about 50 like this, just like I go like this, and I could do about 50. In 2 years, I think, of doing this, I went from 50 consecutive ones to I can do about like a 150 to 175. So there's no way I could have done 175 straight up. But like, I feel like I do about like 150 like this, and then I just hold it. So it kind of like replicates of me holding a sleeve, right? And what allows me to do, if I hold like this, and I can hold it for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, you know, it just creates this exact replication of me actually holding to a sleeve or a kimono or something and just not letting go, and at the same time not burning my grips off. So I think this is super important. And there's a lot of devices, obviously. Some of them work from like a grip strength. In my view, again, it's not a grip strength per se, but it's just the not letting your muscles to burn out, because we've all been there when your muscles in your hands become like freaking rocks, and then you can't even grip a gi. You're basically just like pretty freaking useless. Anyways, this simple device, I have it on my living room table, and every time I watch TV, I just keep doing this, you know, or just hold it. Hold for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, for as long as you can. Super useful. And I actually forgot the last time my grips got destroyed in training, you know. Doesn't say a lot, but I think it's been a huge change for me personally. So I'd highly recommend just this simple device. Not super tough one, but just a light one, but just do like a lot. If you can get to like 150, 200 of these like repetitions like this in a row, it's very impressive. Do it up. Os.